Hello everyone and Happy New Year. This is going to be a slightly different video. So as I'm recording this, it is the 4th of January. And what I want to do is basically a bank video and sort of overall progress of the account, the stats, the combat achievements, etc. Mainly it's for me because I want to look back at this time next year and see how far we've come since the last year. But I thought I'd record it and chuck it up onto YouTube because some of you guys might be interested. So, we are going to start off with... Let's start off with our stats. So, they're certainly getting there. We're at 99 hit points, range and magic. Those are our only 99s. We're closing in on 99 strength. A lot, obviously, still 45 defense. And hopefully because of this... There we go. It's disappeared. Because of that plugin, that will hopefully never change. A lot of people have asked a few times in the comments whether I'm staying at certain prayer levels or attack levels, and the answer to that is the only thing I'm restricting is the defense, level 45, because a lot of the combat achievements, like Solo Nightmare, I'm going to need a lot of DPS, so even the extra attack levels going from 82 to 99 will help massively, and the same with prayer. A lot of like the Inferno tasks, it's going to be nice to just have that extra prayer bonus. Alright, 89 Herblore, which I'm really happy with. It means we can pretty much make everything that we want to at the moment. One more level and we can boost to make anti-venoms, which means that we won't take any anti-venom damage at Zulrah, because obviously we cannot wear the Serp Helm. And then a few more levels after that and we can boost to make Divine Super Combats, and then after that I'm not really worried about my Herblore level at all. It will just go up gradually as I'm making potions and stuff. Got ourselves a 90 mining, so we can boost with the Dragon Pickaxe to mine Amethyst. Get ourselves our darts and arrows for when we eventually get a Twisted Bow. Fletching, I just want 4 more levels on that so that we can boost to make Dragon Darts. And then we don't have to boost to make Dragon Arrows. And Dragon Darts are basically just there for speed runs and stuff like that. I'm not going to be using them in general PVM. Closing in on 99 farming. That would be nice to have, because after that I'm probably going to stop doing tree runs and literally just do herb runs, secondaries, things like that. 93 crafting, we've got all of our Zenites, so that's not going to go up that much. So yeah, I think if I go over to achievement diaries, I would like to complete as many as I can of these for like the completionist aspect of the account. There's a couple that already I can't go any further with, so Falador is stuck at medium because you need, where is it, 50 defense. Kandarin is the same thing, 50 defense or a granite body. Mauritania is same thing, even higher, need piety, which obviously we cannot get. And Lumbridge and Draenor, I will actually be able to do the hard diaries eventually, because you need to, what one is it? 100 Tears of Gothics. And obviously at the moment our lowest skill is defense, so we don't want to do that. But when Sailing comes out, we should be able to do that one to tick off the hard diary. But obviously we won't be able to do the elite because you need to perform Quest Cape Emote, and we cannot do King's Ransom. Yeah, so I think next we'll head into the bank. And I'm going to hide the bank value to begin with. So, I'll apologise in advance for how messy it is, but this is just like our main tab here. We've just got our cash, graceful, rogue's outfit, a load of like the diary outfits, soulbearer, ash sanctifier, just stuff that I'll use quite regularly, Drayman staff, hardy cloak, some random saplings for when we do the runs, and I'll just chuck my clues in there as well. We'll save the gear tab to last, and then, so we've got this tab here, which is basically just all of our runes and teleports. Our soul runes after the Inferno took a big battering, so we're down to less than 5k of those. So I'm hoping over time that will go back up just with General Slayer and PVM. Death runes and blood runes I'm not too fussed about, because now we've actually got the levels to craft those whenever we want to. And again, law runes, let me just empty that so that it's all in there. So yeah, bit of a messy tab. We've almost got enough fangs to put the talisman in our house. Well, that's another thing I didn't mention. We're one level off 84 construction, and I'm just waiting to get a little bit more GP before I get that, because there's not much point in having the max portal nexus unless you've got the coins to fill it up. So yeah, just waiting on that for a little bit. And then if we go over, this is our potions and food tab. So at the moment, I'm fairly happy with where it's at. We're at about 700 super combats, over 2k super attacks, 800 roughly of strength and defense, 800 range pots, 700 prayers, almost 1200 super restores. We're just over 2k brews at the moment, so that should last us a long while in our raiding grind. And obviously at places like TOA, Cox and Tob, you get so many herbs and so many herb seeds, so they should pretty much sustain themselves, if not go up a little bit as I'm raiding. Got a decent amount of food. I'd like it to be a little bit higher, but to be fair, even just having 2k sharks and 3k karambwans, I'm happy with that. The manta rays are mainly from Zulrah. I seemed to profit those whenever I was killing those, and I was AFK fishing some anglerfish just for things like pre-potting, so I can start a fight or a raid at 121. Got a load of this random food here. I'm pretty sure that was from Tempros, and that's just for things like feeding. So I don't have to worry about wasting this food to heal back up. Staminas, I would like to be a lot higher, because we're going to be using a lot of those when we do things like God Wars Dungeon and Solo Cox. But we have no Marks of Grace, or next to none, and a lot of super energies to actually turn into stamina. So at some point I think my AFK or semi-AFK activity will just be running some rooftops. Got some blighted supplies here. I need to do a bit more last man standing to get the restores back up, because I would like to go for the Void Waker. So I'm going to need a lot more supplies in that. Got a few divine potions. At the moment, that's from doing a few Fasani's nightmare kills. I just like to be fully potted the whole time, make it go as quickly as possible. And it helps a lot with being able to one-shot the parasite that comes out. And yeah, the rest of it is... I think there's a common theme here. It looks a little bit tidy up here, and then the further you scroll down in each tab, the messier it gets. And then we've got a few sort of random rule stuff that I haven't cooked up yet. Okay, and then in the next tab, this is our farming and secondaries tab. So I know you can keep it all in the seed box, but I just like to have it handy in the bank, and we're doing okay for bank space. I've got a lot of stuff that I can clear up to save some space here and there, but I just haven't got around to it. So we've got a nice amount of Ranars and Snapdragons. That's the main thing that I like looking at. We've got a nice amount of red spiders eggs as well, which I was surprised about. Yeah, our secondaries are looking okay. The only ones that I struggle with at the moment, Wines of Zamorak. They're just a pain to get if you're not running Theatre of Blood a lot. So I need to either go and telegraph some from the buildie or start running some more Tob. And the same with birds' nests. They're a little bit of a pain on this account, because obviously you can do birdhouses, and that's the main way I'm getting it. But a lot of Iron Men use Giant Mole for it, and Giant Mole is slightly annoying for me because, like I said earlier, I can't do the Falador Hard Diary, so they don't come in a noted form. So I'm having to teleport out every sort of 3 kills or so, and then going straight back in. But yeah. Got a bottomless compost bucket. I think we've had quite a few of those now. A load of Hespori seeds. Yeah, we did a lot of farming early on, and it seems to have paid off. Because I've never sort of been in a situation like I have in previous Ironmans where I've ran out of prayer pots or restores or anything like that. I've always had more than enough. And it's just about not being silly with them. And if you can safe spot something in Slayer, I would do that over using prayer pots and things like that. And we've got our... I'd call this the skilling tab, I think. Again, looks relatively tidy up here. We've got a load of bars here, a lot of adamant ore. That's mainly going to be used to make adamant bolts, so we can have diamond and ruby bolts. The rune ore we can't actually use yet, but that'll be nice for some extra cash. Looks like there'll be about 10 mil an ounce there. From Gauntlet and Mining Shooting Stars, we have a ridiculous amount of gems here. So, like, our diamonds and our rubies, I think it's going to be a very long time before we run out of diamond and ruby bolt tips. Couple of dragon pickaxes from wieldy bosses. One of them actually came from KBD really early on. When I was getting, I think it was 25 KC for the combat achievements. A few dragon axes. Got the fish barrel and the tackle box, which is really nice because, again, that just saves a load of inventory space for angler outfit. Sandworms for our anglerfish. Scroll down a bit more. Again, this gets to the part of the bank where I don't really look at it too much. We use the magic logs for our birdhouse runs at the moment, and we've got more than enough mahogany logs to get us to 84 construction as and when we want to do that. Yeah, you can tell it gets a bit messier here. This is probably the skilling/junk tab. I've got a few bird's eggs actually. Might open those at the end, see if we can get evil chicken piece. A lot of this adamant stuff I could alch it, but I'm actually saving it to use at Giant's Foundry, because that in itself, mixed with, we've got a lot of mithril bars, there's a lot of smithing XP. That should get us closer to some of the levels we need for diaries. Like, I think for the RD diary, you need 91 smithing. Yeah, that should get us close. Full prospector outfit. One thing that didn't quite make it into the Inferno video, but I did a lot of Guardians of the Rift, because obviously I ended up running out of blood and death runes, and I decided that I wanted to start crafting them myself, so I basically had unlimited runes for my runs. So yeah, we've got the full outfit, which was really nice to have when rune crafting. So much soft clay. Again, that was pretty much all from soft clay packs at Shooting Stars. So we're going to have more than enough house tabs. Run a bit low actually, I probably need to make some more. Yeah, more than enough clay for house tabs and bones to peaches for God Wars, things like that. Then our next tab is our Slayer tab. Again, messy as anything. Got a Laren's key there, and that's normally just where we keep our Brimstone and Laren's keys, EQ keys. Got 12 dark totems. I need to get through those and actually do the hard clues for that, because I would really like, I'll check the collection log after, Zamarok traps, just because it looks a lot nicer with the gear that I'm wearing than sort of that. When I'm wearing melee, that is. The green actually goes quite well with the rest of it, the Robin Hood hat. But that's a little sneak peek of that tab. Got things like Dragon Bones, just need to get those done at some point. Revenant Ether. Battle Staffs, Orbs. Our orbs are actually almost gone. We had a lot of Earth Orbs from our Abyssal Sire grind, and they're finally almost done. Yeah, I'll just have a little scroll through here. There's just sort of random drops that might get used. Like here, when I'm doing Revenants, I do wear snakeskin bandana and boots, because I do it sculled on task, so that snakeskin from Zora is actually a bit useful. We're only missing the monkey tail to get the light ballista, so we might get that at some point. Might not, I'm not too sure. If it's helpful in a few speed CAs, I might go out my way to get it, but if not, I'm not too fussed. Got our 6 spare armor suits, 6 weapon suits. We're going pretty much on rate for both of those. And this is where our sort of alcohol stuff goes. And if you can see from these alcohols and guess what content I've been doing at the moment, then leave a comment. And then next tab, won't spend too long here, very, very messy. That was the clue tab, so just like purple sweets, all of our impling stuff for when we do medium clues, because obviously spiked manacles are our best in slot boots, and holy sandals would be nice. Yeah, the rest of it's just like clue items that I haven't put in stash units, like the helm and the shield. There's actually 2 different clue steps, and I've only got 1 of each. So I haven't put it in a stash unit, so I don't have to like run to the Kazari jungle to get that out when it's actually the step at the pyramid, things like that. Yeah, random clue stuff. I can get rid of these, to be fair. I'm never going to use them. Definitely not going to use that. Random quest stuff that I haven't dropped. And this tab, I'm just saying this out loud so that I remember to do it. I need to block a few things out, because there are a few items that I've chucked in here so that it doesn't give away what's happening in the next video, because I have gotten a few items, but the next video has not been uploaded. But this is just our little achievement tab. mainly it's just got our pets in. Obviously got our Phoenix very early on in the account when we were doing Wintertold. I think we've had 2 fishing pets on this account. I've had so many of the herons on all of my accounts, it's ridiculous. Obviously got Spooned the Veteon pet as well. And the most ridiculous RNG this account's had so far. We did get the Butch pet whilst we were doing Desert Treasure 2, which is just absolutely insane. I can't believe we did that. But yeah, and now the tab that I've been saving till last, because it's probably the most exciting one, it's our gear tab. So, my pride and joy right there, the Infernal Cape. I honestly at one point thought I'm not going to get this until I have a twisted bow, but we got there in the end. Obviously we've got all of our Zenites, got the Torture, the Anguish, the Suffering and Tormented Bracelet, but if we go along, this is basically our melee gear that we're using. It's probably the weakest in comparison to the rest of our styles, because obviously you got no strength bonus there, not the max strength bonus we could possibly get there. Yeah, could be better. Magic, we're actually very close to pretty much our best in slot armor, if not already achieved. I think the only thing we're missing is the Magus ring from, or Magus, whatever you want to call it, from Desert Treasure 2, because the Dagon High Hat has actually got 1 less magic attack than the Farseer Helm. So this is technically more DPS, but I would like to get the Dagon High Hat at some point, just because it looks so nice with the full set. But believe it or not, I'm pretty sure that's our full best in slot magic armor for this account, which is actually really nice to get out of the way. Our range gear, I really like it at the moment. Obviously, we pulled the Missouri body very early on. It's a really nice one to get. Robin Hood hat, absolutely spooned. Ranger boots, absolutely spooned. Yeah, very nice. We've got our full set of Elite Void here. We've obviously got our Jad Slayer helmet, because we've done the Elite Combat achievements. Tentacle, Bludgeon, the Bofa, Blowpipe, Trident of the Swamp, Ancient Scepter, very nice to have for bursting. Dragonmore Hammer, we got that, I think it was just over 2000 KC. Obviously got a Blood Fury now that we've made the Torture, just put a Blood Shard onto there. I would like to get my Thieving up so that I've actually got more charges on my Blood Fury. Got a decent amount of Diamond and Ruby bolts. Got some Dragon Bolts. We haven't really done much content that actually drops the Dragon Bolts yet, but when we do get an ACB and CCB in the future, I've got a few there for speed runs. I think I'll probably save the Dragon Bolts for speed runs and things like that, and just use the Addy Bolts for general PVM. A few other random special attack weapons down here. Got like the Granite Maul, Arc Light, Thamral Scepter, our wilderness weapon that we got. It's very nice, and they have made the change where you can use magic at Callisto now, so that'll be very nice for the Void Waker grind. Rune Crossbow, just again, loads of arrows. Again, gets a bit messier down here. Got our cannon here, not many cannonballs at all. That probably gives away what I've been doing at the moment. Got lots of bracelets of Ethereum. Again, random weapons here and there. Dragon 2H. Zulrah Scales. Our Zulrah Scale stack is finally getting down, so we're going to have to go back to Zulrah at some point. Get some more. Here is just a few random things, like the Granite Maul. I've been using as my special attack weapon at Fasani's Nightmare. Random god stuff here and there just for protection in certain rooms at God Wars. We do have the Drake's Tooth. It would be nice to upgrade those, the Holy Sandals one day, but we actually need to get the Holy Sandals. So we have a Warrior's Ring, so that if we ever want to go for the Bellator ring, we've got that. The only ring we're missing from DK's is the Sears ring. But yeah, that's about it for the bank. So if I click this, then go back in, it should show the bank value. So yeah, there we go. It's at 644 mil bank, which I'm pretty pleased with, to be fair, at the moment. I did say I'd get those bird's eggs out, just for something at the end. But yeah, the main purpose of this video was just so that at some point we can have a look back in a year's time to see how far we've come. And if we set some goals in this video, we can see how many of them we managed to achieve. So I won't bore you by going through every single bit of the collection log, but we're at 421 on the collection log, and on combat achievements we are at 269. out of 485. So at the moment, if we go on rewards, you can see we're just into the elite tier. I would like, by this time next year, when I make the next video, I really hope we're in the master tier. And I don't think that's too far to reach at all, especially in 12 months' time. It should be very achievable to get 559 points, considering that we haven't really started. Like, we haven't even touched challenge mode. A lot of the God Wars still needs to be done. Random Slayer bosses here and there. Obviously, there's going to be more and more combat achievements coming out as well. Yeah, there's still Theatre of Blood, not even touched. And, oh, that could be the next thing I do, actually, because now that we've completed the Inferno, we can actually do more than the second challenge. So, yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing next time. Let's have a quick look at the... I know a lot of people don't like to show this, but I don't mind because no one knows when I actually created this account. It was a very long time ago. But the time played is 86 days and 17 hours. It will be interesting to see how much that goes up by the next video in a year's time. I would like to just get more stats up, basically, just for a completionist aspect. I'd really like to have base 80s, but I'm definitely going to have that within a year, so you never know, maybe base 90 stats by the end of next year. And the Master Combat achievements. Yeah, I think that's achievable. But the main gear upgrades that I want to go for, I would love a Bandos Godsword, I would love a Void Waker, I would love the Osmondon's Fang, and those I think are the three main ones that I'd like. With the Fang getting a nerf very soon, I would like to upgrade this Tentacle Whip to a Blade of Seldor. So that's either going to be a case of doing more Gauntlet until we get a second Enhance, or if we get very lucky and we get spooned a Tumikun Shadow. I've had a little think about it, and I'm pretty sure everywhere that I would use the Bofa before, I would now be using the Tumikun Shadow. So I'd be very tempted to change that Bofa into a Blade. And if I did do that, I've got plenty of armor seeds to corrupt it or change it back if I regret the choice or anything like that. So, but yeah, I think the main things I would like for next year: Osmondon's Fang, Bandos Godsword, Void Waker, and this one might be a little bit out of reach, but I would like at least one of the mega rares. One of the big three. A Shadow, a Twisted Bow, or a Scythe. That would be amazing. And the drop rate for Sandy's Nightmare is horrific, so I'd just be happy with anything from there. Even if it was a Nightmare Staff, I'd take it. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I'm sorry I've put you through this. Like I said, this video is mainly meant to be for me, so that in a year's time I can look back how far. Did we get anything? No. But again, the main reason I made this video was so that I could have a little look at it in a year's time, see how far we've come. I just thought I may as well record this, chuck it up onto YouTube, because you never know, some of the people that follow the channel might be interested. And if you are one of those, then I thank you very much for watching. And if you're not, I completely understand. But the next video is more than likely going to be a bot busting video. That's 10 hours of Duke. That should come out very soon, the next few days. And then after that, we're going to have another progress video for the start of season... What's season? Season 4 of Zerk's Grandmaster. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, remember to drop a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.